Welcome back, everybody, to Madden 2002 in the Buffalo Bills franchise mode, and we are continuing right along through the midway point of our season here. We're about 6 or so games through the season now. We've gotten through the first little chunk here. Now we're getting in that middle chunk before, of course, we get to the home stretch here, but we've got some games to play, and today we have two very interesting opponents here. The first of which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the Buccaneers should need a little introduction in this sim so far if you've been paying a little bit of attention, but in case you haven't, which is understandable, I will run you through the rundown here, give you the rundown here. So the Buccaneers have been the top seed in the NFC the last 2 seasons. And have made it to the Super Bowl in both of those years, losing to the Broncos in both of those years. So we've had a Super Bowl rematch in Super Bowl 36 and 37, and the Buccaneers have been the NFC representative both times. So, but in this game, they're off to a bit of a struggling start here. They're 3-3, and as far as I could tell, there's no significant injuries, at least to their skill position players. So this just seems to be a bit of a slow start for Tampa Bay, which, you know, as far as getting back to the Super Bowl, might have some issues there. Might be running into some problems. And then, of course, the next opponent in this video we will talk about later when we get to them. But right now, we need to focus on winning this game and grabbing a big out-of-conference win. We have the rest of the South that we also have to play. We've already played the Panthers, of course, and now we're getting the Buccaneers out of the way. So, 1st and 10, and it's going to be a handoff to Warwick Dunn. Warwick Dunn getting to the outside edge here, evades the pressure. Now he is off to the races here, and that ball's going to get fumbled, but it just falls out of bounds. So, a very tumultuous play here for Warwick Dunn. Nearly disaster, but the ball safely rolls out of bounds, maybe even gives him an extra yard or so. I couldn't quite tell. But on 3rd and 10 here, Brad Johnson takes the snap, fires one across the middle, and that pass is completed. I couldn't see what receiver it was. It looks like it is maybe Rydell Anthony. No, it's not. I don't know who it is. I don't know who you are. Who are you? You're not real. Either way, the Buccaneers are short, and on 4th and 2, they're going to rely on Gramatica to try and nail this one through, and he does just that. So Gramatica, of kicking legend in Florida, in the state of Florida. That kick is good. The Buccaneers will take a 3-0 lead over your Bills and Ralph Wilson. So 1st and 10 now. Winfield going to try and answer back here, but Sammy Morris has better plans. He's going to try and get a nice little chunk on the ground, and he does. He's very famous for doing things just like this. And with Tampa Bay's very high-powered defense, probably losing a little bit of speed after 2 Super Bowl runs here, is still good enough to contain this offense. So we need to be able to fire on both sides of the ball, something we've talked about all year long. So Sammy Morris, again, same play, made it work so well the first time. We'll try it again. And Sammy Morris finally brought down by Brookings along the sideline, but not before picking up a humongous gain on the ground. So, oh yeah, Tony Dungy's mad. He's real mad. Understandably so. I mean, you know, when you got Sammy Morris, the best running back in the AFC, getting loose. Is it fair to say that? I think it is. Maybe LT's better. I don't know. We'll look at it at the end of the year. We'll see. Make the claim here. But after last year, I think it'd be hard to argue against Sammy Morris as he gets himself touchdown number 9 on the season here. Now, probably close to 600 yards, if not more, and 9 touchdowns on the year. So he's already having, again, a respectable season. Maybe not a full, but a respectable season already through the first 6 games here. So, and again, we still have 10 more to get through. So, you know what I mean, including this one. So 7-3 is your score after 1 quarter of play. We are back on offense here, and Sammy Morris is back doing exactly what he is known to do. This time it doesn't go for a huge chunk, but he does get the first down, and that will at least continue the drive. And that's all we can really ask in a situation like that, man. Just pick up what we need to continue the drive. We've got to put it in Winfield's hand at some point, but he's not going to do it on this play. As on 1st and 10, we give back to Morris on a pitch play, and that blocking on the edge is just so firm. It works every time. The Buccaneers just cannot seem to seal off the edge for the Bills offense right now, and Sammy Morris is just completely feasting on him on those sidelines. It's a rough one. It's rough right now for the Buccaneers defense, but now it's 3rd and 10. They finally tighten something up, tighten some screws. Winfield's going to have to throw for it, and he finds Billy Schroeder, but he's going to get tackled well shy of the line to gain. Pretty much had to come back to the line of scrimmage for that pass, so Winfield unable to get the boys into the end zone on this drive, so we're going to have to rely on Christie's leg to at least give us a 7-point lead over the Bucs. The kick is up, and it is good, and we will take that 10-point lead. So our offense is at least moving pretty well here. I'd like to see us finish on a drive like that, but we're at least moving and adding some points, so I can't be super mad about it. So I will take it in stride. 2nd and 10, though, we were back on offense with a minute left to go in the first half, and that pass is completed, and now off to the race here along the sideline. One man to beat, and he cannot beat him. I think it's Azir Akeem on the sidelines making that play. I always get confused with the sleeves because I think they both wear them. Eric Moulds and Akeem, I think they both wear them, but that's Akeem. So Akeem is the one on that play here. You think it was from the replay. You thought it might have been Sammy Morris of the backfield, but no. Akeem missing the first tackle here and just relying on the speed. You'd think he typically have enough speed to evade that kind of tackle, but just couldn't. But it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. We'll live. We'll survive. We'll live. But now it's 3rd and 8 now. Our offense getting slowed down once again here. Got to at least get a little bit more to make it easy for Christie. And a sliding catch is made by Akeem across the middle. And he's untouched, so he's able to get up and at least get another yard or so to get the first down. So that will continue the drive at least. Time is still ticking away, though. We were wasting a lot of time on the clock. Still letting it run for some reason. 15 seconds left to go. Winfield going to take at least one more shot at the end zone, you'd think. And Schroeder makes the catch again across the middle, but well shy of the line to gain. So we're going to call timeout with 9 seconds. Presumably to send Christie out there for a field goal attempt, which I don't know, just kind of weird coaching from Cliff Harris. I'm not really sure. I don't think we were out of timeouts. We might have been. I don't think we were, but it's just odd regardless. Could have had maybe another shot at it at the end zone at least, or maybe at least get it closer. I don't know. Just a weird situation all around. But we do add another field goal before the half is over. And our offense still continues to build some momentum. So 13-3 is the score here over the Buccaneers, and the Bucs in a bit of a tough spot here. But we have 2 more quarters to play, man. Long time. And Winfield, I included this play just because I wanted you to see this. He rolls and he rolls and he rolls all the way out of bounds. I don't know what that was. That was like a less embarrassing version of what Orlovsky did, I guess. But I don't know. It's still weird. I don't know why that happened. I wonder if it was a glitch with the sim. I really do not know. But that drive stalls out. But on 3rd and 18 for the Buccaneers, Brad Johnson looking over his options, steps up in the pocket, and he finds an open target. It's Keyshawn Johnson, who shakes off one tackle, and he relies on the speed to get away from the others, and he's in the end zone. The Buccaneers have life, ladies and germs. They have arrived here in the second half. They have found the end zone, and now we are back to just a 3-point game over those Bucs, as Brad Johnson takes all day to throw here. Just could not get an open pass rusher to apply some pressure. But at 3rd and 18, you had to assume at least there was some pressure at some point on that drive. It just couldn't quite finish and get home. So now on our own end, and Winfield says, anything you can do, we can do way better. And Eric Moulds now off to the races. Somehow evades that shoestring tackle, and he's going to get into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown of the season, man. And this is a huge one. Just look at this play here. So almost intercepted. Could have easily been intercepted. Somehow misses that. I have no idea how that tackle did not connect, how that didn't register for the AI. I almost feel bad. But I'll take it. We will take whatever we can get. So 20-10 is now your score, but Warwick Dunn has other plans as he's getting out in open space. And now it's just chunk play after chunk play. Keenan Carpenter can't make the tackle, and Warwick Dunn is in the end zone for another Buccaneers touchdown, and they're going to come back within 3 once again. So now in the second half, this game has turned into a bona fide shootout. And I don't know who will survive. I don't know if anyone can survive. So on 2nd and 10, you're close to midfield. Winfield just floating this one out there. And it's caught again by Moulds. This time Moulds is going to get caught by the shoestring tackle, but it's another huge gain through the air for our top receiver, man. Our top paid receiver, at least. I don't know about top in terms of skill and talent, but he's certainly the top paid receiver. I'll give him that accolade for sure. But it's another nice play. And Eric Moulds is just feasting right now on the Buccaneers secondary. They don't seem to have a ton of options, or a ton of answers, rather, for what number 80 is doing. So, but that's how the third quarter is going to come to a close. We are hanging on to this 3-point lead. Will the shootout continue in the fourth quarter? I hope, at least if it does, we're on the top of it, on the better end of it. But on 3rd and 9, we're going to give it off to Sean Bryson to try and pick up some yards here, maybe make a manageable kick for Christie. I'm not sure, but the play call is confusing. But Sean Bryson gets absolutely stuffed up at the line, so it'll be a 4th and 8 here, a long field goal for Steve Christie here, but definitely manageable for him in his range. The kick is up, and it is good. Even kicking outside in the elements in a probably a cold New York. It's probably at least like firmly in October by this point in the season, right? Maybe early November. I don't know. But either way, it's got to be getting pretty cold. But we take a 23-17 lead, and now we are back on offense here with a chance to kill even more time in the fourth quarter. And Sammy Morris getting out into the open space, getting a first down here. They're trying everything they can, but still, man, in case you forgot about Sammy Morris, here he is. He is alive and well, firmly crushing that 600 mark in this game. But it's 3rd and 6 now, coming into the 2-minute warning. We're going to hand it right off to Sean Bryson up the middle. There was a little bit of an opening, but it was quickly snuffed out by the Tampa Bay defense, and now Tampa able to call a timeout with just almost a whole 2 minutes left. If Christie can make this kick here, we'll be in good shape. The kick is up, and it is good. Just scraping by the crossbar. And that might just be the dagger. And yeah, why not, Christie? Celebrate, man. You deserve it. Steve Christie completely losing his mind out there as the score extends to 26-17. So now we are in a good position here. Tampa Bay doesn't really have a ton of options. On a 3rd and 16, Brad Johnson, that pass to Keyshawn Johnson is broken up by Antoine Winfield, and great play by our DBs. And so that'll bring up a 4th down decision for the Bucs here, obviously keeping the offense on the field. Johnson, no pressure really to speak of. We send some, but he just airmails that pass to Keyshawn Johnson. Maybe a miscommunication. Bad time to have it on the last play of the game potentially here for at least your offense, but not a great look here. But now 3rd and 4, trying to run the clock out as much as we can, and we hand it off to Earl Walker, the I want to say freshman. I almost said freshman. The rookie fullback, and he's going to get stuffed at the line here. So Steve Christie, another opportunity to use his leg a little bit, and he's going to use it. And that kick is good. So we will add even more points onto the lead here and further put this one out of reach for the Buccaneers. With 29 seconds, they weren't really threatening anyway. So your final score is 29-17. We pick up a massive out-of-conference win against the Buccaneers. Again, not sure how much it's really going to impact our playoff situation as the season progresses here. It's not really going to help in terms of like tiebreakers, and math and stuff like that, but it is a big win. You need to win the games regardless. You need to win as many games as possible. You can't just win all your conference and division games and lose your division games. Well, actually, you probably could. you actually probably could win all your AFC and divisional games and lose the out-of-conference games, and you'll probably still make the playoffs. I think that'd be, 12-4? So, yeah, you probably would. We could afford to lose this game, but we've already lost the other conference games, like against the Dolphins, so we definitely need to pick up wins wherever we can get them on the schedule. So, great game from Raymond Winfield. A lot of it was big chunk plays, but, just good. He was able to move the offense, and that's what we've been looking for. So, it's a great game from him. Sam Morris obviously had a great game. We'd love to see what Eric Moulds did in this game as well. So a lot of great things to take away from this game. It was just a solid performance. If we could be this team every week, there'd be no questions about playoffs and which games we can and cannot lose. So, but the next team in this video now, we're moving on to game number 2, and it is the Kansas City Chiefs. We're heading to Arrowhead. And we are playing the Chiefs here, who are a very interesting team. Their evaluation's a lot weirder than Tampa Bay's is. So, in their first year, they finished the same place we did at 7-9. We finished one spot above them in the conference standings. And then the following season, they finished one game worse at 6-10. So, things have not been great here in Kansas City for the Chiefs, but they have a decent roster. They have a lot of good skill position players. They have the best tight end, arguably in the NFL, in Tony Gonzalez. They have Priest Holmes, who's another great young running back, and then, of course, they have Trent Green, who's a serviceable quarterback in this time as well. But here's the thing. In this video, or at least, at this point in the season, both Trent Green, who's been nursing an injury for most of the season because he has little to no stats, and Priest Holmes are injured for this game. So the Chiefs are going to be trying to make it work without their top 2 offensive weapons, or one of their top 2, 2 of their top offensive weapons, and then... But they are still off to a 5-2 start, so they are just a win or two away from matching their highest in this sim. So they are still on pace to have a great year, potentially even make the playoffs. So this is a very important conference game for us to find a way to win. We desperately need to find a way to beat the Chiefs here, because they could be a team who's firmly in the mix, because Priest Holmes and Trent Green are not injured for long here. Trent Green's listed as questionable for this game, and Priest Holmes is injured for only one more week. So both those guys will be coming back probably after this game, and we will have to probably worry about Kansas City as the season progresses. So we definitely need to find a way to win this year. But Steve Christie doing everything he can here, helping us early on. And oh my God, did you guys see that? Did you guys see that interception? We got to see that again, man. Nate Clements, give yourself a round of applause, sir. Stand on your head. Let's get another look at this, please. Please tell me there's a replay that I included. No, I didn't, of course. I don't think the game showed one, but I won't blame the game. I'll blame myself that I edited it out. We'll just stick with that moving forward. So Winfield trying to move the boys forward here, and Eric Moulds gets the catch across the middle, and it definitely looks like he had enough for a first down. I'm going to say that he did. I'm certainly going to say that he did. I'm sticking to it. So 1st and 10 here, late in the first quarter. We're going to hand off to Sammy Morris, number 33, who did so much in the last game, and he's doing even more in this game. I don't know how on earth he found an opening in open space on that run play. The Chiefs completely had it contained at the line of scrimmage, but somehow Sammy Morris weaseled his way through, man. He's really crafty, bro. Finding his way through the holes like a Yorkie, man. Just crazy. So that's the end of the first quarter, and we're going to take a 3-0 lead over Kansas City. But we have another opportunity. We're within striking distance here at the Kansas City 10, and Winfield sends a shot towards the end zone, and that pass is broken up, so we were unable to connect in the end zone. So that's going to bring up a 4th down, and we're going to have to send out Christie for another field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. Probably one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in the AFC the last couple seasons. Continues his reign of terror in special teams play over everyone, not just conference ones, but everybody. So, but Michael Bishop here is going to try and move the Chiefs forward now if he can, and he manages to hit an open target just flying across the middle. And I'm trying to see, it's Derek Alexander. That's who it was. I couldn't find 82. I found it. Derek Alexander makes the catch here. So Michael Bishop is moving the boys forward here. And that is their backup quarterback, by the way, Michael Bishop, who's had a bit of a tumultuous year here, obviously, in place of Trent Green. But for a backup quarterback, I don't think it's all that shocking. But on a 3rd and 5, he absolutely finds it. He just finds it. He manages to find it. It's an opening. It's a breakthrough. And he finds an open target in the end zone. And now Kansas City, all that work that we've been doing in this game up to this point is just completely erased away as Kansas City finally scores and answers back. So on a 3rd and 5 now, heading the other direction. Winfield, dangerous pass out here to Sean Bryson, but Bryson able to come down with it and get the first down. And now getting close to about a minute left in the first half, we're going to run with some tempo here, try and get in the end zone as quickly as possible. Winfield takes the snap, no one in the backfield here, throws it across the middle to Remersma, and that pass is broken up. And they've had good coverage on Remersma in this game so far. I think that was the broken up one that we saw in the end zone. So another 3rd and 5 situation here. Winfield floats one out towards the end zone, and that pass is broken up again. So Kansas City, man, they have some strong DBs. They're playing some pretty solid defense out there, those boys are. So another 4th down opportunity for Steve Christie to show what his leg can do. The kick is up, and it is good. So we once again retake the lead here, but it's a 9-7 lead, and it is a defensive slugfest right now here in Kansas City as neither offense can really break through. Kansas City obviously with the one good drive, but we've actually had some opportunities we just have not been able to capitalize. So need to start getting some of these drives to fall our way here, as Kansas City is going to start getting things to fall their way if we keep giving them enough time and enough opportunities. Bishop now has the Chiefs inside the Buffalo 35 after that pickup. A throw through the air to Sylvester Morris. So none of the receivers here for Kansas City have much stats to talk about because it's been a weird situation. Even Bishop himself only has like 1,200 yards on the year. So it has not been a great situation for the Kansas City offense. But again, they're somehow 5-2. I don't know. They're being competitive. I don't know if they've had an easy schedule or just getting incredibly lucky. I really don't know what it is, but it just seems to be working for the Chiefs as Sylvester Morris once again with another completion here, but fast forward to a 2nd and 4. Bishop going to try and throw for it. That pass is completed, and it looks like to the not the tight end, but the fullback, Tony Richardson, manages to make the catch, and he was close to the line to gain. He's going to get it. So now fast forward to a 3rd and goal. Our defense trying to keep him out of the end zone, and yeah, you're not going to do it. You're not going to keep them out of the end zone, backup running back or not. It's not going to happen. And so the only number, I'm going to assume that's who it is. I forgot to write the number or anything, but Blaylock, I think is that running back's name. Their backup running back. It's the only other running back listed on the roster, so I'm going to assume that's who that was. But now heading the other way here, now we have to play a little bit of catch-up here with Kansas City, and Winfield understands the assignment. Deep pass down the sideline, and Eric Moulds toe-tapping to keep it in bounds. We're going to assume that he was in bounds, so they're not going to review it, so we're definitely going to assume. But fast forward to a 2nd and 1 now. Time taken away in the 3rd quarter. Sammy Moore is getting some open space here, and he's going to get a first down, a couple yards more. Don't need the touchdown, just need a first down. Now it's 1st and goal, time expiring in the 3rd quarter now. We're going to hand it off to Sammy Morris once again, picking up blocks on the edge, and he's in the end zone for touchdown number 10 on the season. And he is just that guy. Look at that. Look at that production already in a day. We haven't even seen most of that production in this game so far, but believe me, man, he is absolutely doing it, man. So that gets him over 700 yards on the season, and now 10 touchdowns. That's a good enough year for any running back. But now Sammy Morris still has plenty more games left to go. He's just great. I said it earlier in the video, man. I think he might be top in the conference, man. So, but Victor Green is getting his name called here as he gets an interception, picks off Michael Bishop as the Chiefs try and now retake the lead, and it's not going to work here. But Raymond Winfield's pass is deflected, and man, the Chiefs secondary, man, it is a no-fly zone right now. They are certainly making things work on their behalf. So bring out Steve Christie once again, a very long field goal. The kick is up, and it is good, man. No matter the challenge, Steve Christie, man. And again, I've adjusted the sliders. I still don't have high kicking sliders, so he's just doing this as like a 72 overall. He's still just doing this. So Bishop again trying to get the Chiefs back in the game, and he airmails that pass, and Antoine Winfield's got himself an interception in this game as well. Michael Bishop, man, come on. Don't beat yourself up, guy. What can they really expect out of you, man? What can they expect? The reality had to come for the Chiefs at some point here, but now the turnover troubles have really come to Kansas City in the 4th quarter alone, and we are now find Remersma across the middle, and finally we get number 85 involved. It feels like he's just been nowhere all video. And we've seen in this video that he's been struggling a lot. He's trying to get open, but finally he's got himself a big gain here. So we're killing some time here, but on 1st and 10, we're going to have to Sammy Morris. Sammy Morris gets out to the outside, bounces out there, breaks a tackle, and he's out in open space, and he gets brought down finally inside the 5-yard line. So we're within striking distance here, and we could firmly put this game away over Kansas City if we could just simply get across that goal line. So we're going to try and do it. On 3rd and goal, the Chiefs have to stop at the 1-yard line. We're going to hand this one off here, and Travis Henry's going to get stopped. He can't get in the end zone. He can't. And now timeouts are going to be called here because Kansas City thinks they have some life. But all we're going to do is just add 3 more points because that's what Steve Christie does. So out of all of these opportunities, man, how many? I mean, just count the field goals. Those are essentially all opportunities that we had, scoring opportunities and chances that we had that we have just been unable to capitalize on. So a minute, some change left here. Kansas City still trying to do something here, and Michael Bishop's just going to seal this one off with another interception, man. I almost feel bad for him. I almost feel bad. I mean, I do feel bad. I certainly do feel bad as Keenan Carpenter gets himself an interception. Everyone's eating, man. Both safeties have one. Antoine Winfield's got one, and the turnovers just completely spiral out of control for the Chiefs as they're unable to overcome those problems. We hang on to a 9-point win over the Chiefs, 22-13. So 2 massive wins in this video. They're massive in the sense that it just gets us back over 500 here. We're now up to 5-3, which is a good spot to be in, obviously. And then this Chiefs win is humongous, man, humongous. Because again, if we don't win our division, I mean, this could be the game that separates us. It really could. I mean, this could be the game that really sets the tempo here in the wild card race in the AFC. But of course we need to see how other teams fall in that category as well, because it won't just be us two. It'll be a lot of teams hovering around that 500 mark trying to get there. So Raymond Winfield actually has a pretty awful game. It has a pretty terrible game. So after having a great game with Tampa Bay on the road against Kansas City, he has a horrendous game. So, but it didn't really seem to matter. And if we can win in spite of that, those bad performances and just find ways to win. Obviously, the turnovers is what probably won us the game. I think Kansas City probably could have at least tied the game or maybe even came back and won it if Michael Bishop just didn't completely run out of talent. But hey, man, that's what having a backup quarterback does. That is part of the game. So in the next video here, we have the Chargers and somebody else. Of course, I always forget, but we at least have the Chargers. So more AFC West play, and we're just going to continue trying to win some games here and stay alive in our playoff hopes. So hope to see you guys in the next video when we are back in San Diego playing the Chargers.